I'm ready to accept any changes, whichever comes in my life. So sleepless nights I spend in banks also. So smooth and fine my transition. First one is nation first. Self for first point I was telling, nation first. So you should have the open mind. So this is a knowledge gap. First is the
Hello, everyone. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by World Development Corporation. I am esteemed, uncovering some great achievements and contributions of unsung heroes inspiring others. Today, we are going to delve into the career journey of Mr. Bhoopathi, who has given his invaluable services to the Indian Air Force as well as the banking sector and is currently into teaching PG diploma and certificate courses. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhoopathi, for joining us today.
hello. Thank you.
So let's quickly get started.
Yes.
Mr. Bhupati, transitioning from military to banking and growing from a probationary officer to assistant general manager is a long way that you've come. We'll really enjoy taking a glimpse of this success story.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, I started my career or immediately after completing 18 years of age in Indian Air Force. I worked for 15 years in the Air Force. After that, I worked in bank for 27 long years. So totally, I have 42 years of service when I retired at the age of 60. So 42 years service in two mighty organizations. One is the Indian Air Force, second is State Bank of India. Two organizations are entirely different. In Air Force, I was a technical person. I was handling technical issues and working in a aeroplane. Whereas in a bank, it is a different environment altogether. It's accounting, commerce, all those things. Even then, I did not find any difficulty in a transition because even though both are extremely wide apart, I was very comfort in transition of mind because I have accepted that changes is the only permanent thing. So I am ready to accept any changes, whichever comes in my life. So since I was having that mindset of accepting changes in my life, transition was not at all a challenge. But still, there was something because in Air Force, Indian Air Force, the discipline main components. Discipline means there. One is grooming. We have to be grooming should be tip top. We cannot be laggish and everything. Second thing is obeying the seniors' orders. Whereas in bank, the discipline is having a different components. In bank, a discipline means financial discipline. First is financial discipline. The second is doing the work on time. So these discipline, the same discipline was a different components in two organization. Slightly had, I have to adjust myself to that environment, one thing. Second thing, in the defense, it's always, generally it is always emergencies, very fast movement, quick movement, no working hours, 24 hours, 24 by 7, you have to be ready to accept any working hours, any works you have to be ready. So we know that we have to be ready, so we did not face any problem there. But when I joined the bank, I thought banking job is a fixed working hours, 9 to 5. I will be enjoying. But it was not the so case in banking also. When I joined bank, it took almost 2 to 3 years for me to adjust to the
Wow.
banking emergencies needs. Because my mindset was that I'm going to work for 9 to 5:36. But no, it's not like that. In bank also, we have worked throughout the night many times. I not sleepless nights I spent in banks also. So that took little time for me.
Yeah.
And one more challenge was that in defense, even though people think that in defense we will be away from family. No, I was always with my family. Only in banking, I was away with the family. So I thought when I come to the bank, I will be always with my family. No, in banking, again, bank has asked me to go move here and there.
Yeah.
So slightly these two challenges only, except these two, I did not face any problem of changing the subject from technology to commerce or anything. It was smooth and fine, my transition. I did not. I enjoyed the changes. Mainly, one more thing, major changes has come in defense. It was more physical work.
Mm.
Physical work is given more important than your technical or mind work. But in
Yeah.
banking, I have to sit in the same workstation, what we call as a workstation. We'll be working in workstation or cabin, sitting at one single place and working for 10 hours, 12 hours in a search. Really taken some time for me to get adjusted. So this is my transition. even though there was a few changes, I had to do it. I had done it. It was no challenge. I had not taken it as the challenges. I accepted the changes. My transition was smooth and sweet. Thank you.
That's very nice to know. And I feel in India, I don't think we have any industry where people only work from 9 to 5. But that was very inspirational. Thank you so much for that. Drawing on the same lines, during your service as a sergeant and aeronautical electrical engineer in the Indian Air Force, what were some of your accomplishments that you benchmarked and followed in your latest career phase?
The first one is nation first. Self for first point I was telling. Nation first, family next, self last. That is my first point. The second point was teamwork. The third point is that continuous learning. Air Force taught us to learn continuously. So you have to update your knowledge. Without updating your knowledge, you cannot work in an aeroplane. So I have to update my knowledge. So that also in banking also same thing. Banking also everywhere, not only in defense or banking, in every field, you have to update your knowledge. If you don't update your knowledge, you will not be able to work. So this is the I learned in a different thing. Then adjusting and changing to the changing environments. So maybe this one. So this is the fourth point I learned in defense, because the environment will be keep changing. The environment will be keep changing. You have to adjust to the fourth important, the last point, important point. The defense taught us be away with the comfort zone. Generally, people will be like to be in comfort zone, but defense never allows you to be in a comfort zone. So it will be always put you in a tight position of this one. You have to work. So these 5 points, really, the one is teamwork. Second is nation first. The third one is continuous learning. These are the four or 5 points which I learned in Air Force, a 15-year service. It really helped me to do in 27 years of banking.
It's so interesting to know how one skill set proves useful across sectors.
Yes.
So you've also worked in the training and capacity building space. And certainly there must be some common areas with major knowledge gaps that impact India's global leadership vision. So what are some resolutions for this?
Yes, the very first thing is today's youth, whenever they come for any training or this one, they think they know everything. They already knows everything. They do not come for training in a open mind. They don't come in a open mind. They will be thinking that we know everything, what he is going to tell you. First thing. Second thing, they will not be accepting us. They will be trying to find out what is the fault we make, what is the mistake we make. So the learner will never be thinking, should be thinking that he is learning. So he should have the open mind. So this is a knowledge gap. First is the knowledge gap itself. This is the first knowledge gap, because they are not learning correctly what they wanted to learn. Second thing is whatever the instructions are given to them, they will read in between lines to their benefit, their own benefit. Okay, you said like this is the rule, so we'll follow like this. So they will read in between the lines. Instead of taking the concept, they will read in between lines the instructions. They will take it to their individual benefit. They will be trying to put it into this one. Okay, so they generally do not concentrate on the concept. What is the instruction given? What for this instruction is given? What is the overall view? So leaders are generally give the overall view. So we have to understand what is the overall view. Why this instruction is given to me? They don't understand that for organizational perspective point of view. They will think about their own benefit. How I can get me benefit out of this. So this is the largest knowledge gap, we can say, or else today's youth. And that too, they wanted to learn very fast. For example, when I joined as a bank as a probation officer, we were given 2 years training. 2 years training is really required for any bank, for an officer. But nowadays, people will get bored within 2 weeks. They wanted to learn within 2 weeks what we learned in 2 years. Okay, times have changed. People are having so many gadgets, so many helping you. But that shrinking is not that much. From 2 years cannot be brought down to 2 months. But people lose their patience in learning. This is the largest knowledge gap what I see in the training system.
Very, very interesting, and I hope the youth learns something and changes their ways. Note to self also. Thank you for that. Having spent nearly 2.5 decades at SBI and handling various projects and functions there, what are some values that you embody and want to advise others on them too?
Yes. State Bank of India is the second organization, biggest organization where I worked after the defense. State Bank of India is having a really good thing, something. The logo, the SBI logo itself, when you see, it looks like a keyhole, but it's not a keyhole. It is the smallest person protected by a largest bank. So that logo concept, really I liked it. The smallest person is being protected by the largest or biggest bank of the nation.
Yeah.
So we are one first thing. The second is that the tagline of the bank is pure banking, nothing else.
Yeah.
So bank always gives this assurance to the people. We do only banking. We don't do anything else. So,
Yeah.
so these two things of protecting a smallest person and for its financial needs and serving the customer needs. Uh, and every individual's need is a different thing. Okay, every individual doesn't require the same requirement. So we have to find out what is the requirement of the customer before deciding what type of service I'm going to give him. Simply blindly, just because I have to give customer service, I will not keep giving the customer service. I have to understand what is his need, whether really is required that one or not. So after that only we have to decide. So this is the thing I learned in the State Bank of India in 2.5 decades. The giving protection to the smallest person also, and what is his need actually, and serve him all the time, and do only pure banking, don't do anything.
This information that you're sharing is invaluable for everyone from any industry or domain. Thank you for that. And now that you're planning one more transition, that is to a boardroom role, when did you realize your potential in it?
Yes, at the age of 60, when I superannuated myself from State Bank of India as an assistant general manager in the year 2019, I took some time what I will do, what I want to do, how I am going to spend my retired life. So I sat back leisurely. I was looking back at my career. What is it? When I looked back at my career, 1999, year 1999 was a very crucial year for me in my life. In that year, so many changes has taken place. First thing, Y2K problem was there. Technically, there was a Y2K problem. Year 2000 problem. Okay, computerized earlier, we had only 2 digits per year. That year only we have put 4 digits in the year column. So that time I was working in a technical department. I faced a problem. I was working day and night. And the same year, euro currency was introduced. In Europe, many currencies have been brought to 12 currencies has been clubbed into single currency has been introduced. Euro currency. That time I was working in a foreign exchange. When I was working in a foreign exchange, I have to convert a Deutsche Mark, Italian lira into a euro currency and convert every time I have to work. And third thing, in India, we have FEMA. There's a rule called FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act has been replaced with FERA. So when I was working, that time I was working in a foreign exchange department. Then slowly, I thought, difficult times I was in a particular department where I had to work. Then only I realized that at the time of debt waivers in the year 2007, I was working as an agriculture development branch manager. And then I realized that when the demonetization has come, I was heading the currency chest branch. So whenever bank, there was a problem, I was working in that particular department. So many challenges has been put. I was, without unknowingly, I had taken up all the challenges. All the challenges I have faced it properly. So I thought my vast experience of 27 years in banks and 15 years in Air Force can be put into use somewhere else. Instead of spending at home, sitting at retired life, why I have to simply waste my energy? So slowly, I was thinking what to do. That time I got, due to Corona, Corona also started. So I was compelled to take a rest about 1 year immediately after my retirement. Then slowly I got an opportunity to handle the online classes and taking some banks audit work. So I gone for some doing some audit work of the banks and online classes. When I doing those things, I seen the advertisement of these directors, independent directors. So I thought my experience, my this one will be aiding me to do this job. It's not a great job. So 42 years service and also another 5 years after retirement, now 5 years added. These 5 years also I was not sitting idle. I was doing something, handling the online classes. I was doing auditing of the banks, all those things. So I thought I will be able to do some justification in this independent director post also. That's why I have taken up this.
Thank you so much for that. This conversation has turned out to be really, really insightful. And since you've chosen Directors Institute as your solutions provider for your boardroom journey, how has your learning experience been so far?
Yes, the experience, the learning experience, because I was in training system myself in a State Bank of India for 6 years, and I worked in one or two institutes, also training institute after my retirement. Here, I am comparing with those my experience where I was in the learning stages. Yeah, they do it systematically. They very nicely they do. There's no reason. They give the LMS for learning systematically all the modules
Yeah.
and all those things. Other things what is necessary they are giving on time in professional way. Very good matter. Yes, Zishan Patan, I attended his classes on LMS through LMS, all 24 modules. Excellent explanation what he has given. Fantastic, nice one. Mehtaji, of course, I have not come across with Mehta. Still, I have seen him one or twice. Excellent. Very good experience with both these people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bhupati, for your invaluable time, and I wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you.